Alright, hi, I'm Hunter Harris, and this is my Leadership Styles video project. So we'll get started here with number one. Reference to leadership styles and theories. Basically, what I come up with was there's three main types of leadership styles. There's laissez-faire, autocratic, and participative. And laissez-faire basically states that there is no real leadership. The leader just kind of stands back and lets the employees do their thing and has trust in them that they can get the job done. This leadership style only really works in working environments where the people you have to manage are highly trustable and highly qualified and are really able to do their work without much supervision needed. The next one, autocratic. That leadership style is more of a dictator type leadership. The leader makes all the decisions, and basically what he says goes. And not many companies or businesses around here use that leadership style. Like here it says countries such as Cuba and North Korea operate under autocratic leadership. So it's not too popular over here, and personally I don't think it really gets the job done. And the last one, participative, it's more a democratic leadership style like what we have here in the U.S. And that leadership style values the input of the team members just as much as the leader. So the leader works with all the team members to get to their end goal, kind of makes them feel wanted and like their opinion matters in the process. So that leads us to number two, my type of leadership style and approaches. So I would say I fall more under the participative leadership style. Personally, I think it's the best one, and it works the best in most working environments. I mean, not many workers under your level are going to want to work for a autocratic leader that's going to tell them exactly what to do every day of the week, and not many companies can run under a laissez-faire leadership style, just because the employees, it can lead to lack of control, poor production. It just doesn't really work. So my leadership style leans more towards participative. So three, discussion about relationships and your personal leadership style. Personally, outside of work, I mean, I'm not very good at relationships. It's just kind of how I am. But for some reason, at work, I mean, it clicks for me. And then the participative leadership style, I mean, that's what it's all about, is having relationships with your workers, and just that relationship there just gets more work done. You trust each other, and it's a lot easier to get more production out the door. So my four, like current or future work environment and how your leadership style matches the needs of that environment. In the future for my work, tentatively right now, I hope to work for my dad at his steel fabrication company, and one day maybe take over and own that as well. And for his line of work, he manages about 40 to 50 employees that work out in the shop and cut, bend, weld, shape the metal into their products that they get out the door. And for that line of work also, participative is the best. I mean, laissez-faire, nothing against the type of people that work out in the shop, but they just, if you don't stay on them, if you don't constantly remind them to get their work done, then it's just not going to get done. I mean, they need supervision out there in that shop, so laissez-faire is not going to work there. And autocratic, it could work, but it's not me, it's not my style, and it's going to rub off wrong on the employees out there. It would be better to have a participative style there. So I think my style matches that line of work pretty well. I think you need, in that line of work, you need to lean more towards autocratics at sometimes, but for the most part, participative is kind of the way to go. It helps motivate the employees and makes them feel like their opinion matters. So, let's see here. 5, reference about your leadership style and how at least 2 theories apply to your style or approach. So I kind of did some research, and 2 theories that I came up with were the behavioral theory and the path goal theory. So the behavioral theory it's basically all about showing your actions and not just talking about them. More work, less talk. And the only thing that differs leaders from non-leaders is basically how they act. So I mean that kind of applies to participative, because you're essentially working with the employees under you and the management team, or the team members, and basically you're working as one. Their opinion matters just as much as yours does. But the only thing that makes you different at the end of the day, your opinion, what you say goes. I mean, you're ultimately the decision maker there, and that kind of applies to behavioral theory, just because you're basically the same as your other team members, but the only thing that differs you is how you act and how you lead them, I guess. The other theory was path goal theory. Basically states that the leader's job is to assist the followers in attaining their goals and provide direction to ensure their goals are compatible with the overall objectives of the organization. So again, just like participative, your job there is to work with the team members, and you're ultimately moving towards the same goal. Their opinion matters just as much as yours does, so you just got to keep working there. We'll move on to 6, discussion plans on how you will continue to develop your leadership. Developing my leadership, I think one of my main flaws is I got to work more on communication, and I think that's key in any business. Communication, and along with being more acceptable to change. With participative leadership, and even the 2 theories, behavioral theory and path goal theory, it all bases around communication. Communication is a key aspect that keeps that flowing smoothly. And so how I need to develop my leadership, I just need to work on my communication to better myself in that aspect, so I can communicate with my team members and just lead them better and increase production, increase efficiency, just things like that all can be increased by just having good communication with your team members. Reference at least 1 personal experience or feedback from group members. Due to the fact that I played baseball all my life, up until this past year actually. I played freshman year for UC and then had back surgery. I just got started working, so I don't have many experiences from that aspect, but I can relate it back to baseball. In high school, like, I was team captain of the baseball team. So basically, I was the leader of the baseball team, and all the other players on the team were kind of like my team members, like my employees. And so I would have weekly meetings with the boss or my head coach, and we would talk about things like what would help with practice, what drills would be better, would we like music during BP, all those kind of things. And so I would go back to the team, and we'd work together and come up with ideas like, I think this drill helps us better in certain situations. I think music during BP would really get us going, and it would help out in getting better reps in the cage, just things like that. And so that can relate to the participative leadership style. Like, I'm going to my members, and we're working as a team. We're working to work towards that end goal of bettering ourselves on the baseball field, or getting more production out the door in the work field. And I'm taking that to my boss or head coach, and ultimately making the decisions myself and going to him and saying, hey, like these things will help us better ourselves in the future. And I think that kind of can reference back to one experience that kind of relates to the participative leadership style. And lastly, include information about how your leadership style traits approach applies to your future career life goals. Let's see real quick. I mean, later on in life, I plan on working for my dad and hopefully one day taking over that business. And to do that, I need to have good leadership qualities to manage those 40, 50 people out in the shop. I mean, it's not easy to keep an eye on them all day. You gotta have some trust in them, but you gotta be able to manage your people well. And I think with participative leadership style, making them feel like their opinion matters, just kind of working with them, not dictating them or not just sitting back and letting them do their own thing, is really going to benefit me and my future there. And my flaw that I need to work on, communication. I mean, that's key to any business, and me working on communication and bettering myself in that aspect is really going to help my future there. And also just in life, like I'm not very good with relationships outside of work, and communication's key in any type of relationship. So me working on communication, me working on that participative leadership style is not only going to help me in my future line of work, but also in life, just bettering myself and making more relationships that way. So that is it. Thank you.